Okay, hi. Good evening. Okay, today we'll be talking about the capital formation equation and how this can be used to be how can this be applied to macroeconomic analysis. Okay, so allow me to introduce you the capital formation equation first. This is how it looks. Okay, investment, which is a function of interest rates, equals to savings, which is a function of income, plus tax revenue minus government spending. Okay, minus exports minus imports. Okay, so this can be written as net exports as well. So we're going to learn how to derive this equation over here. So before we do that, okay, we need to know two equations. Okay, the first one would be our AE equation. Okay, aggregate expenditure, okay, at equilibrium also equals to output. It's calculated by adding consumption plus investment plus government spending and plus your net exports. Okay, so this is exports minus imports. Alright, and what can income be used for? Right, income can be used for consumption, it can be used for savings, you can save your money when you earn it, and you have to use it to pay tax. Okay, so with these two equations over here, we will be able to form our capital formation equation. Okay, what we do is we combine these two equations together because y is equals to y. So this is what you get. You will get c plus I plus g plus net exports equals to c plus s plus t. Okay, you can see that both sides has got c, so they actually cancel out each other. Okay, and you bring all these components except I over to the right hand side of the equation, you're gonna get this. Okay, S plus T minus G minus net exports here. So these are the components that actually give rise or decrease your investment. Now, before we move on, let's engage in some critical thinking. Well, it makes sense that the more savings I have, the more investments I have. So this is positive, and doesn't it make sense? And if you look at this component itself, if there's more tax revenue, then there's more money for investments. But well, look at this, net exports. Well, if I'm exporting and I'm earning back income, why is it that the more I export, the lesser investments I'm gonna have? Well, this has always been a burning question, and hopefully I can clarify that doubt today. The reason for this minus sign is this. Okay, if we go back to our ISLM model, income, okay, our output, alright, to interest rates, and we have our IS here, and we have our LM here. Okay, initial output will be Y naught, initial interest rates will be R naught. Okay, now an increase in net exports, okay, would mean the outward shift of the IS curve, because the IS curve is affected by your AE curve. Okay, and by exporting more, your AE curve actually goes up, so this actually causes the IS curve to move out. So this is gonna happen. We call this IS not 1 and this IS 1. And what has happened is that there has been an increase in interest rates. Okay, and we know that there is an inverse relationship, okay, between interest rates and the demand for investment. Okay, so with this, with an increase in net exports, there will be an increase in the interest rates, which gives us a decrease in our investment amount. So that is the purpose, that's the reason for the minus sign over here. Okay, the next thing is that, next part of critical thinking. Well, if I have got income for consumption, I have income to save, and I have income to pay tax, shouldn't income be used for importing as well? Well, if you see it in this way, okay, there's many reasons why we say that, when the consumer spends, is considered as income. Why? Because our money spent in this economy becomes somebody's salary, right? When we go buy ice cream, the ice cream seller earns a revenue, right? So that's earnings to him. So that's why your consumption equals to income, which is C equals to Y. So when you consume in the country, yep, it's valid that you have got income. So Y equals to C stands. Okay, when you save, okay, well, you put your money in the bank, okay, basically the bank, what they can do is that they can lend this money out and they will earn interest out of it, so that's income. Alright, for taxes, well, obviously the government takes your money and they can spend it, so yep, that is income. But the thing about imports is that, okay, this, whatever you spend on imports, the money is given to another economy. So technically we don't really earn back that revenue. Like, let's say now you're gonna go to Malaysia. Okay, you're gonna spend something while in Singapore, you go to Malaysia, you buy something from there. This money goes to the Malaysian guy that sells you the stuff. It goes to the Malaysian economy, and they earn, not we earn. So that is why in this portion of the equation there is no IM. Okay, there's no imports. Okay, so that's just a very brief introduction of the capital formation equation. Now let's learn how to apply this to an macroeconomics analysis. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a very simple example. Okay, now there's the income over here, there's interest rates, and this is our ISLM model. Okay, IS is affected by government spending, taxes, alright, okay, and the real exchange rate. Okay, and the LM curve, okay, is affected by the money supply as well as prices. Okay, and we have our net export line, okay, which is a function of the real interest rates, okay, equals to 0. Now, assuming that something has happened, okay, and yes, and there will be an increase in exports. Let's assume that there has been an exogenous change and it has caused exports to increase. So what is going to happen? Okay, firstly, we know that our IS curve is going to shift to the right side. Okay, we have discussed this many times before. So they are going to have IS1. Okay, G1. Okay, we'll put this hat here because yeah, we do not know what has happened to it's because it's an exogenous change. Okay, and yeah, my markers are ink. Alright, so these components here will be the same as this. Okay, so now since exports has increased, you know that net exports, okay, equals to exports minus imports. So if this goes up, this has to go up. So which means my NX curve is going to shift right. So now I've got a few questions to ask. Okay, so if I'm going to draw a dotted line, okay, which is extended from the original interest rates, okay, and I'm going to call this part over here B, okay, B. Alright, how do I know whether my new NX line is going to lie on this side of B, this side of B, or exactly on B itself? How do we know? So this is where the capital formation equation comes in. Okay, so before we go to that, take note that interest rates are going to be constant, okay, and at point B, okay, income has increased from Y0 to Y1. Okay, so let's take a look at the equation. Okay, I, function of interest rates, equals to savings, okay, function of income, plus tax minus G minus NX. Okay, we know that this is going to be constant, so this remains the same. And we know, okay, that savings has increased because income has increased. Okay, plus T minus G minus NX. Alright, there's been no change in tax revenue or in government spending, so we can just ignore this. Okay, now this figure here has increased, okay, and this is constant. In order for this to be constant, while this is increasing, this has to be increasing as well, because it's a negative here. Okay, you offset the increase of this savings portion. So, which means to say that my NX has to be positive. Okay, and when my NX is positive, okay, which means that I'm exporting more than I'm importing, we can say that the current account is in a surplus. Okay, current account surplus. Okay, and when the current account is in a surplus, it basically means that we're exporting more than what our equilibrium is initially at, so it will be over here. Because at this point over here, NX is going to equal to 0. So at this point over here, this is our surplus. Okay, so therefore this is where your new NX curve is going to lie, on the right side of point B. Okay, thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this video.